Number 5. When Robbie Lola made his return in the UFC, he made the drop down to the UFC welterweight division and went on a tear, eventually winning the UFC welterweight title. His rise to the top involved him delivering brutal knockouts as well as being in some very tough wars inside the octagon. His stand and brawl fighting style involved him taking a lot of damage, but due to his toughness, he was able to push through and earn the victory, which led many to believe he had a very strong chin. When Tyron Woodley was given his title shot at UFC 201, many had thought that Robbie Lola would easily walk through him, but that wasn't the case. In the fight, Tyron Woodley landed a massive overhand right, knocking out Robbie Lola in the first round, becoming the new UFC welterweight champion of the world. Number 4. Jose Aldo had remained as one of the most dominant champions. Whilst he was the UFC featherweight champion, he had defeated all of the top UFC featherweights easily and had successfully defended his title 7 consecutive times. When Conor McGregor was given the title shot, many had thought that he was just another hype train and had talked his way to a title shot. Many had also thought that this fight would be the toughest test in Conor McGregor's career, as Jose Aldo was just so dominant and only had one loss in his mixed martial arts career. In the fight, it took Conor McGregor only 13 seconds to dethrone Jose Aldo with his laser left hand, becoming the new UFC featherweight champion. Number 3. Anderson Silva was the long-reigning UFC middleweight champion. He had faced all of the top competition in the middleweight division and was undefeated in the UFC. He had successfully defended his title 10 consecutive times and had put together spectacular victories over his opponents, making him look untouchable inside the octagon. He was scheduled to defend his UFC middleweight title for the 11th time against Chris Weidman at UFC 162. Many had believed that it would be another highlight reel finish for Anderson Silva and didn't give Chris Weidman any credit for his skills. In the fight, Chris Weidman shocked the world when he knocked out Anderson Silva in the second round, becoming the new UFC middleweight champion of the world. Number 2. Both Mark Hunt and Roy Nelson are known for their granite chins, as well as having the power to knock anyone dead with just one punch. Both fighters always bring excitement in their fights, and it is always expected of them to deliver a devastating finish. When both fighters faced off at UFC Fight Night 52, in the first round, Mark Hunt pushed the pace in the fight and was clearly the more active fighter. In the second round, he threw a vicious uppercut, dropping Roy Nelson face first to the canvas, winning the fight by knockout. Number 1. Mark Hunt has always been known for his iron chin and is known to put his opponent's lights out with only one punch. He came in as a late replacement for injured Cain Velasquez at UFC 180 and faced Fabricio Verdum for the interim UFC heavyweight title. Even though he was given just a few days notice, going into high elevation in Mexico, he went into the fight very aggressive, knocking Fabricio Verdum down many times as well as stuffing his takedowns. In the second round, Fabricio Verdum faked a takedown and landed a flying knee and followed up with some punches, finishing the fight by TKO in the second round, becoming the interim UFC heavyweight champion.